Europe's airports are in total chaos. Heathrow, Brussels, Berlin, paralyzed by a cyber attack so vicious it's outdoing WannaCry's 2017 rampage. Flights grounded, billions vanishing, and global meltdown looming. I'm Domenico, and in around 15 minutes or so, I will unveil why the World Computer, Internet Computer Protocol, or better known as ICP, is the crypto tech set to skyrocket 10x plus while saving the world's infrastructure from collapse. Miss this and your portfolio's done. Let's send it. What's good, my crypto fam? It's Domenico, your finance rebel, dropping truth bombs to stack your bags in 2025's wild markets. And if you're new here, smash our subscribe button because we're building a crew to outsmart the chaos. Today, we're decoding the cyber nightmare crippling Europe's skies and how the Internet Computer Protocol, ICP, is the bulletproof shield ready to moon. But why is this urgent? Because the world is splitting and it's becoming more and more fragmented as we speak. USA versus China, Russia, Iran, and centralized systems are collapsing like paper towers. And by the end, you'll get actionable steps to ride this wave and lock in wealth. Hit that like button if you're ready to dominate, and let's roll. Picture this. It's September the 20th, 2025, and you're at Schiphol Airport, hyped for a Barcelona getaway, and suddenly, boom. Screens go black. Check-in systems, dead. Boarding, scribble notes like it's 1990. Chaos erupts. 500 plus flights delayed. Thousands stranded and 50 million euros in losses per day. For a major hub, per IATA's disruption stats, this is real. Reuters and BBC are blasting it all over the news media. A savage cyber strike hits Collins airspace, the software backbone for NATO-linked airports from Paris to Munich. This attack rivals WannaCry's 2017 carnage. 4 billion in damages, 200,000 plus machines down across 150 countries, hospitals, factories, toast. Now it's hitting aviation. This is no accident. CrowdStrike and now this, because this is the artery of civilian travel and NATO's military logistics. Dale's 2025 report, aviation cyber hits have spiked 600% year over year. But zoom out. This isn't random. It's hybrid warfare. Russia's jets and drones probed NATO airspace, Estonia, Romania, Poland in the last week, with 4,315 cyber hits on Ukraine's grid since 2024 per Colbert strike. And China's espionage up 150%. Microsoft 2025 Digital Defense Report says targeting US supply chains, Iran's fueling Chinese and Russia's drone ops per ODNIS 2025 threat assessment. I read through it and it's interesting how it's just been ramping up. But why now? Because the globe's fracturing. It's becoming more and more bifurcated. USA's West versus China, Russia, Iran's BRICS axis. DHS 2025 Homeland Threat Assessment names these nations' top threats to our lifelines, centralized systems. Easy prey? Do you remember the CrowdStrike's 2024 outage? I was a culprit of that outage and had to fly back to Europe. I went through it. Because I know one glitch and billions are lost globally. PwC's Cyber Geopolitics report economic tensions plus border clashes spiked info risks 40% this year. Airports aren't just travel hubs, they're military lifelines. Hack them and you choke economies and defenses. This US-China split is rewriting the internet and centralized techs because it's on its last legs. This is going to keep happening more and more and more, and it's going to get far worse. But here's the game changer. Internet Computer Protocol, ICP, built by Definity, changes everything. Let's break down why centralized systems are doomed and ICP is inevitably going to be successful. Because centralized systems are fragile. Imagine a castle with one gate. Breach, it's game over. That's AWS, Azure, hackers bait. In this US, China, Russia, Iran showdown, they feast on centralized systems because you have single points of failures, bridges, lack of transparency, and they can just hack them left, right, and center. And the ODNIS 2025 report, 75% of Russia's cyber ops hit Ukraine-style infra And now that's going to spill to the rest of NATO and to the West. China's 150% espionage surge, they're mapping out grids for bifurcation day. When trade wars go hot and sanctions spark, digital blackouts start rolling. Hard data, I got CSIS logged 500 plus state-sponsored cyber hits in 2024 last year, up 30% from 2023. Centralized systems bleed via lateral movement. Hackers roam absolutely free. And the economic toll out of all of this, the S&P's global 2025 forecast, geopolitical flares could slash 2 to 3% of global GDP, on top of the cybercrime, which is another like 10% in regards to global GDP. And aviation, Cyber Angel pegs outages at $1 million per hour per big airport, days offline. Just do the math. It's a disaster. But in all this disaster, ICP flips the script. It's a global network of independent nodes. No single choke point. Definity's docs, canisters, ICP smart apps, replicate across subnets, cryptographically locked ransomware, can't touch it because the code's tamper-proof. For the pros out there, check this chain key tech. It delivers instant finality, scaling trustedly per medium dev breakdowns. And for the AI folks, today's internet's a sieve. Backdoors everywhere. Per LinkedIn Cyber Pros, state actors, poison AI models, crash outputs, ICPs on-chain compute, secure, private, and no middlemen. Black Mountain IG calls it legacy IT killer, and Motoko's the bulletproof that deploys and seals it. Cost edge is the legacy disaster recovery. We're talking 5 to 10 million yearly per airport for redundant data centers. ICP, $5 to $15 a month per canister. Pay as you go, no server, no capex. For beginners, think about it like this. It's like Netflix, but unhackable. Apps stay live, even if Europe's nets crash. Pros, subnet isolation kills DDoS with instant failover, because these cybercrimes are going to go exponentially as the world becomes more fragmented. Because you got to think about it. We're going through a late stage debt cycle. There's a massive AI battle going between China and the US. And obviously, there's going to be the big battle for AI supremacy. So these cyber attacks are just going to be the norm. And it's going to get worse and worse to the point where it's just not going to be economically stable. So this is where eventually the war computer will get adopted to run the old legacy systems, because the world it's going to get more and more bifurcated as we speak. These US nets versus Chinese ones. ICPs are neutral. The global sovereign, the edge warrants of China, Russia, Iran infra hits are going to go through the moon. And ICP is your shield. And that's why it's going to go through the moon, because of this global battle with global debt, currency denomination, and also the dominance of AI. And this is a battle. This is a battle that's going to be lasting for years. So the internet is just going to be more fragile as we keep going forward. All right, fam. But let's move. But why now? Because sales aviation hacks are exploding. And aviation is just one point of failure. It's going to happen through so many critical points of infrastructure. And the next one's coming. And it's going to get worse and more frequent. And your portfolio is exposed if it's all on centralized bets. ICP is your power play here. Infra is begging for it, and adoption is going to spike because of this global bifurcation. But what can you do? You can get a wallet, set up an NNS wallet, stake ICP for 5 to 7% APY yields per last quarter's data. It's like owning airport stocks by crypto field. Test the tech. Don't believe my word. Hit definity.org. You'll have the links in the description. Deploy a free canister. See instant upgrades. No vendor drama. Save 60% on your IT cost, and that which their benchmark says. That's millions in savings potentially. Obviously, if you're a big corporation, such as like the airports and all that. 3, buy smart. Grab ICP on Binance, Coinbase, target dips under $10, and just pack your bags as much as you can afford. Not financial advice, because ICP is inevitable. And yeah, just position yourself, do your research. And 4, the AI hedge. Devs code AI on chain. No data hacks like Iran stunts. Pennies versus AWS bloated bills. Real talk. Think about it. One airport outage costs 250 to 500K per hour in delays. That's IATA, that's what they say. ICP cuts that to zero. You're not just investing, you're betting on the info revolution. Drop ICP to the moon, and in the comments, who's with me? Can you feel the heat? Because this is where crises happen, and through crisis, they mint millionaires. Because ICP isn't just crypto, it's a backbone of a hack-proof web thriving as US, China, Iran, North Korea tensions torch old systems. That's how they're going to build their dominance, is by torching the old systems, because they know everything's going to be running through AI. And Russia's airspace probes, Iran's drone techs, are centralized techs crumbling. This is inevitable. This is the demise of the old tech legacy system. And ICP is the only solution to do it. And it will become king only through a matter of time, through the crumbling of the tech system. We're talking trillions in savings across the board. Here we're talking about airports, we're looking at banks, we're looking at critical infrastructure, government infrastructure. The list goes on. We're talking, a behemoth amount of money, even AI to pivot this beast. Because when AI takes over, through the centralized legacy system, the economic cost is going to be exponential. It's going to be to the point where the economy's not going to be able to afford it. You're not going to be able to finance those losses. And that's where ICP is just inevitable. It's just a matter of time as the old system crumbles. Don't sleep. Smash that like button if this lit you like it did to me, and drop it in the comments. What's your biggest cyber fear? Because I have many. I can talk for days. And share this with your training crew. Spread the alpha and follow me for ICP signals before the herd figure it out. Because we're not just surviving, we're stacking wins. My crypto fam, as you can see, Europe's airports grind to a halt and global powers clash. Hear this. Centralized systems are dying because they're weak. And once AI goes through its productivity mass adoption phase, humanoids, robotics, AI agents, which I've been talking about in my many past videos, the demise of the centralized system and the points of failure have just gone to skyrocket to the point where the economies won't be able to burden the costs. And this is where ICP will get its inevitable adoption to run the new decentralized system of the web. It's just a matter of time as the old system crumbles. And I believe that it's going to be through the productivity boom in AI. And that's what's going to cause all these centralized systems, cyber attacks, just to grow exponentially to the point where it will need to be adopted. It will come to a point of survival. And there's no way avoiding it, because now they're avoiding it, but it's going to get to a point where they just can't ignore it anymore. And that's going to happen. It could be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, but it's going to happen. I do believe from now until 2030 that obviously the globe's going to get more bifurcated, and with AI productivity boom hitting, it's going to be inevitable within that time period. Could be 7 years, but when it happens, and plus all the other factors that ICP is solving in regards to trillion-dollar solutions, self-writing internet, etc., humanoids, robotics, AI, we're inevitable. Just do your own research, watch all my videos, but it's only a matter of time. But obviously, you need to take an outlook of a medium, longer-term perspective. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't just position yourself overnight, look at the price and cry, because the derivative markets are manipulating the price on the leverage longs. You just got to ignore that. You just got to arm yourself with the knowledge. That's the most important thing. Because if you're not armed with ICP and the knowledge of what it's going to bring in your future, and how you need to understand how it's going to turn chaos into massive exponential returns. Do your own research, watch all my videos, and you'll understand why. Because this cyber war isn't the end. I can assure you that. It's the launch pad for the inevitable decentralized empire where AI thrives, airports run non-stop, and your portfolio 10x's to 100x's. And it's all going to be doing that on the world computer, as it's the only solution to run all decentralized systems, all fully on-chain, on a secure web. It's Domenico signing off. Stay sharp, stack smart, smash subscribe, and I want to see you in the winner's circle. I do these videos to show you the value of what ICP provides, and there's no solution out there that can do what ICP can do. So peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.